Okay, so we have two things that are going to be coming up in the near future. The Vocaloid banner that was announced a while back around when we had the 2.5 anniversary banner. And then we have third anniversary coming up right now. We're still not up to that anniversary yet. It's about like, 2 months away. Well, a month and some change. Yeah. So what I kind of want to do right now is maybe guess or predict what is going to be on the anniversary. I've talked about it in streams multiple times, but I've never tried to focus on it. So first things first, with the Vocaloid banner, the current theory that I have right now, there's like two theories I have. At least for anniversary.
One, there is
always going to be a Miku during the anniversary. Second, they may or may not shuffle units every year alongside Miku. What I mean by shuffling units, they switch between a Sekai unit and Miku and another Vocaloid. Right now, that is the only thing I can go with that's concrete in evidence. For second anniversary, when we were here, he had a Luca alongside Miku. In the first anniversary, he got Miku and Ichika. They could possibly just flip that around and decide to give a Vocaloid that hasn't had a chance time in the limelight. I would kind of like to think that, it would be kind of based off of their numbers, but that was immediately debunked just because of Luca. This is technically the anniversary gacha of the game. We get big debut Miku. Although this was an MMJ Miku though. Right, these are I guess you would say the limited unit. Even though it wasn't a festival, this was still 4 stars, which we usually only see that whenever it's a festival. Rin, Len, and Ichika were there. Ichika being here would make that so that it holds no ground, but I guess for the first thing. Having said all that, I'm 60% sure they might follow this pattern, but we have to see third anniversary for sure to know that, third time's the charm. I'm more than 80% sure that Miku would be the anniversary festival unit again. With this pattern, I'm assuming that we're gonna get Miku again and then another Sekai unit, somebody from the game. If Miku is going to be there and we get another festival unit alongside Miku, because I've never seen a case where we don't get 2 festival units in one gacha. If we were to think about who would be the festival unit, it's kind of easy. We're going to get a Miku, right? And Saki. The reason why I believe this is, because Saki is actually just the next member in Leonid, plus she has not gotten a festival unit just yet. Other than Miku, Saki, Meiko and Kaito, Minori and Shizuku, Tsukasa and Emu. These are the only characters left that could possibly get a festival unit. All of these other characters have gotten it. Miku's still there because we're assuming that she's guaranteed. Emu doesn't have her fest at all. I know. Usually when characters get fest units, they come in pairs. Whenever we get fest units outside of anniversary, Ichika's the outlier. We've gotten 1 and 2. We've gotten 3 and 4 as a festival. These two together. Right? Kohane and Akito, On and Toya, Haruka and Airi, Shiho and Honami. They can either go they're going, each unit gets one. So maybe in year 5, 5th anniversary, if they continue down this pattern, then it's going to be Honami, Hatsune Miku. Or if they go down the leader route as just a theme, Miku with one of the leaders, then it would be, Miku and then Minori. Especially because Minori doesn't have a unit yet. But seeing as how most of the time, whenever we get a festival, it's usually a pair from the group that relates to them, that I can only see it as that New Year's we're going to get Minori and then 3.5 is going to be Tsukasa and Emu. I feel like I need to make a flowchart. Anniversary banner. If Hatsune Miku, then Sekai unit. Is there a Vocaloid unit alongside her? No. Then is it Saki or is it Minori? If it's Saki, then Minori and Shizuku go New Year's. If it's Minori, then, I mean, they could also do something like this. Let's say they actually do go Miku and then Minori, right? And then to fill in the gap, they actually throw us the curveball, because I haven't been talking about, they throw us the curveball of making Meiko and Kaito.
Is that their ship name?
The New Year's unit. Or they could also just use one of these two. So let's say instead of pairing with some other unit from the group, if Minori gets chosen, and let's say New Year's would be Kaito and Emu, right? Just because, Kaito is the first unit or the Vocaloid representing Wonderland's Showtime alongside Miku, right? So then that would actually make a lot of sense. The only one that would not make, I guess, sense in that case then would be, you know, Mako and then Shizuku pairing. Because it'd be like, oh, who would pair up with Thing? And then afterwards, it'd be like, who would pair up with Tsukasa? There'd be no other Vocaloid unless they, on the 0.5 anniversary or some other anniversary. Well, actually, that would mean then, I don't know, next festival, instead of my boy over here, they actually throw in like, I don't know, Miku and Tsukasa for 4th anniversary, right? But then we'd be skipping the order of like this girl over here, because this just feels like the perfect way to like give everybody a group, because that's what they seem to like to do. Or that it would be Miku, Saki, then Minori and Shizuku, then Tsukasa and Emu on like 0.5. If they, you know, break the whatever pattern that I'm seeing here, they go with Miku then Mako, right, for New Year's. I mean, not for New Year's, for 3rd anniversary. And then they would have, you know, Emu, Kaito, Emu and Kaito on New Year's. And then for like 0.5 anniversary, maybe they'll have Tsukasa and Saki. Every time I go for like another one, it just feels like a little off, right? Like, why not just have Miku fill out the spot with Saki? Kaito and Mako go together, Minori and Shizuku go together, and then Tsukasa and Emu go together, right? So now the big elephant in the room, the Vocaloid banner. The Vocaloid banner was announced for the live stream that announced this event over here. 2.5 anniversary colorful festival gacha. The one unit here they referred to during that was like, oh, may have noticed that other Vocaloids are not there alongside Miku. The last time we had like an all Vocaloid banner, well, technically it wasn't all Vocaloid, because it was a festival thing. It was on the 1.5 gacha. And I'm kind of basing off of this. They would all be limited / sub units and not like their own thing, possibly, right? Like a sub-unitless Vocaloid. Basically, they announced there was going to be a Vocaloid banner to give us those Vocaloids that weren't there. So this would then lead me to look at like, oh, what Vocaloids did not get a thing? If we count New Year's, Rin got unlimited, but this technically did happen last year because it started on the 31st. So if we don't count that, then Rin is out. But if we do, she's in. For the White Stay event over here, Kaito actually got one. Afterwards, we would see Luca get one over here in our Escape Survival. That would leave us with possibly Rin, Mako, and Len, who haven't gotten regular limited units for the year. Although Kaito kind of can like, he sort of feels like he might get one, but then that would mean he got like 2 limited units in the year. You know, give him something. But it's just kind of weird because, you know, Rin and Len already technically got one. For this Vocaloid banner, we don't know when it's going to come out. There's only 2 possible times it can happen, which is the next event after the current event that's happening right now, the Leonid event. In this last event, Kaito actually gets unit for a standard banner. Take into account, we have 2 limited banners that are going to come out before anniversary. One that's going to happen right after this event, and another one that's going to happen at the end of August. Right now we're in July, so whenever this video comes out. Just in case. If Kaito, or if the Vocaloid banner is in the next event, and Kaito is going to be there, they would have made an announcement. They did this before. The event Admissible Discord had a ENA that you can roll on the banner. Project Sekai's JP team made an announcement. They would like to apologize, you know, for the fact that because of the timing of this stuff, there would be an ENA back to back. And because of that, everybody knew that if you wanted to roll for an ENA, you would skip this banner, wait for Festival banner, which would be a better roll, so that you can get a limited ENA. Kaito was in the Vocaloid banner, and the Vocaloid banner was happening next, they would announce an apology or something like that. If we are to believe that Kaito was going to be in the next Vocaloid banner, and that Vocaloid banner is going to be next week, right? Then he wouldn't be there because they would have made an announcement, since they already did in the past when they had a repeating character from a standard banner to a limited banner. So we can only believe that Kaito is either not going to make an appearance in the next banner if it's the Vocaloid banner, or if he will, he's going to be on the banner in like a month. There's only one Vocaloid that we know for sure is going to be on that Vocaloid banner, and that is Mako. Right? Because Mako has not gotten any limited unit. Last time Mako got a limited unit, thank you, Lewis, was last year. She did not get a new unit, a new limited unit within this year. The only other Vocaloids that have gotten a limited unit within the year are Luca and Kaito. Unless we count the festival units for Rin and Len. And then Miku herself, obviously we know Miku isn't going to get another one.
Unless she does.
That's like the thing. I don't know if they're like, because they say, oh, the other Vocaloids are going to join them. So it's like, it wouldn't make sense for them to make another limited Miku alongside them. But it feels like, since they said that the other Vocaloids would join them, they give us another limited Miku before that. Unless the Vocaloid banner isn't a limited banner, but actually a standard banner. Although I doubt that would be the case. So what I'm trying to say is that unless New Year's counts as having a limited Rin for this year, and unless they also want to count festival units, then that would mean the only Vocaloids that really don't have like another just, well, limited unit to use for that Vocaloid event, if we are to assume that it is limited, because it most likely will be limited, since when they were referring to the event originally, it was on a 2.5 banner with a limited Miku. Since they were referring to Miku specifically, we would assume that other than Mako, Rin and Len may actually be the Vocaloid units for that. Unless, you know, they decide to go, all right, let's count New Year's Rin, put Mako, Len, and get this some other Vocaloid. But the only reason I wouldn't think that is because for last year's anniversary, when they had a questionnaire, there was somebody asked if there was ever any plans to add another Vocaloid. They said there are no plans to do that because right now they want to focus on finishing up everybody's story, or at least after third anniversary. The possibility of it being Mako, Rin, and Len is very high in my eyes, unless they pull the wool over our eyes and then decide we're gonna give you another limited Miku. I would actually have a problem, and maybe I would consider rolling if we do get a limited Miku. I'm actually be hurt because I want to save for anniversary. Len has 4 units that are sub-unitless, right? And his one limited unit is of BBS, right? I actually didn't realize. I forgot that his birthday went by, which would mean Len just literally has not gotten sub-unitless. So what I would think is that, you know, Len would be very likely so that they could give him another sub-unit, right? That basically does this, but for like another group. I could stand to reason to say like, oh, Len actually, in comparison to let's go to Kaito, he doesn't have as many like limited unit. You know, Kaito's in like the same vein. Unless we're discounting Rin because she had a limited at the beginning of the year, I really do feel like they would do that. But then it would also feel weird because of but Rin and Len had their festival alongside Miku there. I only think this though because originally I thought that they would do Mako, Luca, and Kaito because they weren't on the banner, just so that it would make sense since it's like the other 3 Vocaloids that did not get a ban. I could also say, you know, Luca is probably a really liked character. So that's pretty much what I'm feeling about this. Is anybody else feeling like anything different? I don't know. Maybe we can discuss this further in like the comments or something. Does anybody on stream have any like final thoughts that they want to get out? My final thought is, don't tell me your final thought is, I want Miku. I mean, it's different. I'm feeling impending Again, this is all speculation. They could very well throw us not a bone, but a whole like steak and dinner out of nowhere, right? Because I've gone through like anniversary games with anniversaries where you really don't even know who to expect for the anniversary. Like, in conclusion, I really don't know.